Hey everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. It is Sunday, July 29th. Hope you had a great weekend. Have some interesting news for you guys. The first is Pantera Capital, which is a cryptocurrency investment firm, has reported a 10,000% return on investment. Now, this is based off their crypto investments, of course, over the past 5 years. So there's some interesting takeaways from this for sure. As we've been talking about, we are in the infancy stages of the market. The market is going to definitely take off, I believe, in the next year or so. We're expecting a massive bull run this year. And obviously, there's talks of, the prices that we see now, we will never see them again. And this is a good segue into this report here, this article, because the CEO talks about how and when they got into crypto. And when Bitcoin was around $104 and it went to $253. Obviously, those prices are gone. You could never see Bitcoin, I think, under probably 5,000 again, honestly. So some details here. In an email, co-chief investment officers Dan Morehead, who is also the CEO, and Joey Krug shared the figure as they celebrated the fund's 5th anniversary. Perhaps unsurprisingly, they're still bullish about Bitcoin, particularly in the years since Pantera's launch, noting that the fund's lifetime return is 10,136.15% net of fees and expenses. To that end, Morehead and Krug included two emails that the fund sent out in 2013 to illustrate that point. We wanted to share the original logic as it is equally compelling today. Morehead and Krug wrote, at the time, an email sent by Morehead predicted that Bitcoin, which was trading at $104, imagine that, at the time would see $5,000 because Bitcoin dominates cash, electronic fiat money, gold, bearer bonds, large stone disk, etc. It can do all the things that each of those can. It's the first global currency since gold. It's the first borderless payment system ever. 3 months later, Bitcoin was trading at $253 when Morehead again touted the principles behind the cryptocurrency. So just another quote here. And once again, this is great stuff. Morehead wrote at the time, in my opinion, it's like deciding whether to buy Microsoft back in the day at 20 cents a share. It was hard to do when the stock was just at 10 cents. It's in the fullness of time, clearly a great trade. I believe Bitcoin right now is just like that. The world's first global currency since gold, and the world's only borderless payment system, etc., etc. So guys, do you see what is happening? What he's explaining here? Obviously, they took a gamble on Bitcoin back in the day because even though Bitcoin, was increasing in pricing and so forth, it was not as, I want to say the developer, the communities were not as sophisticated, not as big as it is today. So it's actually more of a sure bet now than it was back then. But look at the price that they bought in at, right? And the principle they use, that this is an opportunity. It's something, the first of its kind, similar to Microsoft. And you can get in because it's going to grow in value because of its potential reach, right? The potential integration into society and how it's going to disrupt things, disrupting currencies. So that same principle applies now. And this is why I tell you guys, obviously we try to back it up with facts, right? I tell you guys, look at what the big money's doing, the whales, what a real business is doing. Obviously, blockchain technology is legit and it's here to stay. It's the internet 2.0, so to speak. Or I shouldn't say the internet 2.0, but it's like the internet in the sense of its next level way of transparency, communication, and so forth. So this is, I think, a great article and shows the potential of this market and how you can make money. But as I've been telling you guys, patience is a key. Notice a 5-year return. Now, could they have cashed out earlier or I don't know whether they cashed out, whatever it may be, but could they have done it? earlier in maybe 4 years, whatever, yeah, and it would still made money because, as I always tell you guys, perspective, even though there's roller coasters and prices go up and down, if you look back at 2009 where the market was and then it just keeps growing, it's trending upwards. And even though we had a massive correction in December, we are still trending upwards if you look at averages, right? And this is why you should keep holding, even though the market's in roller coasters, pulling back. It's obviously a negative news can affect the market. You should keep holding because it's the same principle that, Pantera leverage is what applies to us as well. And there's a lot more opportunities now, such as Ethereum, Ripple XRP. Obviously, you have a bunch of other coins out there. So there's a lot more. So like I said, keep holding. And that's what I'm going to do. And news like this definitely gives me confidence because there's a lot more opportunity in this market. We're still in the infancy stage and there's still a lot more maturing to be done. So hope this helps you guys, get some confidence to keep holding because there's money to be made here. And these guys, obviously at Pantera Capital, will still keep holding because, like I said, the market's in the infancy stages. The next news, guys, XRP. So there's this guy. His name is Tushar Jain. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. He is managing partner at Multicoin Capital, which is, it looks like some sort of investment firm, VC firm. And he had a lot of FUD. He was spreading about XRP. He was being interviewed on CNBC Crypto Trader. And here's what he said. XRP is so fast. Now listen to this. XRP is so fast. He doesn't see how that's going to give it value. So Bitcoin takes like sometimes an hour to 4 hours to move and to transact. XRP does it in 3 to 4 seconds. Bitcoin right now, even though it has no utility, is being pumped by speculation. XRP, which has utility and is going to be leveraged in XRapid by banks and payment service providers, won't have value, or the value needs to be super low, according to this guy. The logic does not make sense, and he was called out in this article, Galgatron's blog, and this person, whoever it is, talked about the stupidity of this campaign because apparently XRP is too fast to be worth anything. That makes no sense at all when you think about the utility and obviously the burn rate, and when you have banks and companies using XRP to transfer money. It's really, really idiotic. And he said XRP won't go up in value. But yet, how did XRP go up in value to $3.80 in December, January? Last year, even as early as 2016, I remember seeing news, XRP would never get to 5 cents, to 10 cents. It will never go to 20 cents. It will never go to 50 cents. It will never go to $1. It went to $3.80. And now it's obviously half of a dollar right now, around 50, I think 45 cents, 50 cents. So this guy needs to really, really do his research here, because the facts that already have took place, the things that have already taken place in the market, don't align with what he's saying. And he needs to research it, because he was talking about volatility, yet he's contradicting himself by saying it's so fast that it won't be. Value needs to be low, and he's going to be talking about how banks won't use it because of volatility. And Ripple has addressed this. Obviously, if they're moving, in 3 to 4 seconds, what? There's going to be that much volatility within 3 seconds compared to money being moved by Swift over 4 days. This guy is ridiculous. He also goes on to talk about how Ripple might be a security based on SEC on things the SEC have said, but he's not sure. So he's out spreading FUD. His argument, you know, a lot of people can say, well, it might be called a security, and some will say it's not, right? Sure, you can give your opinion on that because we don't know how the SEC is going to approach it. I personally think it's not going to be a security, but the fact that he's saying XRP is so fast, it's not going to be worth anything, it's not going to go up in value, is the most idiotic thing I have ever heard in my life. So that's, I can't even wrap my head around how stupid that is. If you think about it, right? In the context of crypto, where utility is going to play an important factor in the market, right? When I'm telling you, when regulations and all these things come into the market, and then a lot of these coins which don't have working products run out of money, a lot of them are going to fall out the market. So this guy is spreading some major FUD. So I just want to let you know, you guys may come across that. I'm going to put a link to Gallaghertron's blog post here talking about this and explaining the stupidity of this guy and addressing what he said directly. As you can see, there's a lot here to cover, and I don't want to, you know, overload you with a whole bunch of this text in the video. So I would rather you guys read it because it addresses the FUD. But I think common sense can tell you what he's saying, that it's too fast to be worth anything, is idiotic. I mean, that's just stupid. And I obviously, I think this is a FUD job. I'm not sure what's going on behind the scenes with this guy and Ripple, or who's he working with, who's he's friends with. But we'll see. We will see, guys. We will see. And I just wanted to let you guys know that, because this is starting to float around now, because he was once again interviewed on CNBC's Crypto Trader, and it's just bullshit. So be sure to read this article, guys, right? I want to show you, I want you guys to grasp it for yourselves, why what he said is wrong. Even though the statement itself is just idiotic, still, you should know as an investor what if his statement is correct or not. And this post does a great job of explaining that. So obviously this guy needs to learn more. The other news I wanted to let you know, which was an interesting tweet by Vitalik Buterin, who's the founder of Ethereum. He says, I think there's too much emphasis on BTC/ETH, where whatever ETFs, and not enough emphasis on making it easier for people to buy $5 to $100 in cryptocurrency via cards at corner stores. The former is better for pumping price, but the latter is better for actual adoption. So I get what he's saying. At the same time, we'll definitely need institutional money to grow the market. I don't disagree with what he's saying, but he's, you know, his perspective is, you know, he's actually the founder of one of these projects, and he's not so much a guy who's concerned about the money itself, but rather the technology and how it's going to solve problems. But obviously a lot of investors like you and I are obviously, a big part of it is money. We want to make money. So once again, I'm not disagreeing with the statement, but it's an interesting take, and I get it. I want adoption because I believe adoption is going to help grow the value and usage, but that's a long-term goal. But I think we need the big money, the ETFs, the institutional money, because when that starts happening, the pump starts happening, there's a trickle-down effect. The media picks it up. People just, you know, reading financial news in the newspaper or whatever it is are going to pick it up, and, you know, normal people are going to start investing in it. So, and then they will start using it. So I think it is needed. It's not, you know, it's something you can't avoid. And once again, I don't disagree with what Vitalik said here, but I think you need both. And I think at this stage, you need to have the big money come in so it trickles down. And then once there's a lot of times the big money gives legitimacy to things. Honestly, it's just how it works, because money speaks louder than you know, just sentiments and statements and visions, right? If money is being put into something, people take notice. So that's just my thought on it, but I thought it was an interesting tweet by Vitalik here. Anyway, guys, what do you think about this news? The Pantera Capital 10,000% return. takeaway, keep holding. Keep holding. This guy, XRP is too fast to be worth anything. Where did it come up with this stuff? So this is the new round of FUD. But the fact, and I'm going to put it this way, guys. The fact that you have these people coming out here and they're spending their time to talk about it, it shows that Ripple's and XRP, the potential it has, and what Ripple as a company is doing. I think if people are not talking about you and they're not trying to discredit you and things like that, then there's something wrong, right? In a sense of you get more critics and you get more haters as you grow and you start expanding. It's just a natural thing. And don't get me wrong, not everyone has to like XRP or like Ripple as a company or invest in XRP. I'm not saying that, but I'm obviously against stupidity and lies and things that are not factual or shows that you haven't researched well. So I think Ripple is on track to doing what they're doing. We got a word directly from Brad Garlinghouse about the banks that are going to be going live at XRP this year and dozens next year. So we'll see how things play out. But like I said, this is straight up FUD. And then obviously Vitalik's tweet here. So leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and I'll talk to you guys later.